Hi folks, Russ Longcore here from portableonlinebusiness.com. At portableonlinebusiness.com, we match up people who want a home business with exciting and profitable businesses that can be started from home on a shoestring budget. Now, you've gotten into part 3 of a 6-part series here on how to make money online. And what we're trying to accomplish here in this series is to give you 12 criteria to evaluate any kind of a business opportunity. Part 1, we went into a highly consumable, life-essential product and service, and and a large, growing, inelastic market need that makes things recession-proof. Now, in Part 2, we went into the idea that the best kind of a business would have an an ultra-light startup cost, zero or only a few, maybe a few $100s, and that's all, and also in point number 4, that it would have low overhead and all the great things that would flow from that. If you're just catching this in between, I urge you to go back and pick up the first 2 before you do this one, but as long as you're here, may as well watch this one because it'll stand alone. And we're going to look at number 5 and number 6 today, and number 5 is this: the best kind of an online business, the best kind of a home business, the best kind of a way to make money online from the comfort of your home is to have a business that has no inventory requirements. Now, I've been in lots of different businesses. I've been in lots of networking businesses, multi-level businesses, and many of those had requirements to do a certain amount of volume in every month, or they required you to have some inventory so that you could sell it to other people. But one thing you don't want to do is to be garage qualified. Now, if you know somebody who is has been around network marketing or multi-level marketing for a while, just ask them about that particular term, garage qualified. Here's what it really means. Some network companies, you can basically buy yourself into the highest commission schedule if you'll purchase X number of dollars in a given month or a given period of time. You can get the highest commission structure. So, you pull out your credit card and you swipe that bad boy and you get all that's necessary. Let's just pick a number. Let's just say that to get the highest commission in some XYZ multi-level marketing company, you had to do $5,000 of value. So you swipe your card, you get $5,000 of product, and the UPS guy or somebody brings it to you, and you put it in your garage. Okay, that's great, but now you got to sell it. And if you don't maintain that volume month to month, you may not get that great commission schedule. So there are lots and lots of people that have had a bad experience of being garage qualified. In other words, they had lots of product, but they didn't have a market. They didn't have enough people that were buying it on a regular basis. That made it very difficult for them when it came time to making a living. So consequently, if they quit and they got a garage full of product, now it goes to it goes to Goodwill, it goes to flea markets, it goes all over the kind of place, or it just goes in the dump. So that's a terrible thing to have happen. Don't be in a situation, don't allow yourself to get into a networking business or any kind of a home business where you've got inventory requirements. You want something that auto ships 100% of the time so that your customers get it from the manufacturer or from the supplier, and you don't have to handle that. So number 5, no inventory requirements. Number 6, no employees. Now, you don't want to have employees. Now, you want to have employees, you just run right out and get yourself a traditional business and you hire some people. But once again, one of the things that we talked about early on was in part 2 was not to have capital requirements. Well, you can't have employees and start a business unless you have some capital, because the chances are pretty good that the day you start and the day you start paying for stuff is not going to be the same day that money comes in. In other words, I'm saying you probably are going to have employees before you have a cash flow. That means you've got to have capital. If you don't have capital, it's going to be pretty hard for you to have employees. But the idea is you want to have the kind of a business that you can grow scale it up, make it as big as you want to, make it as geographically wide as you want to, and not have employees. That's the best. So, because here's what happens when you don't have employees, you don't have payroll. I just got done talking about payroll. You don't have sick days. And it's not just the sick days of your employees. If you have employees that have children, when the children come and go from daycare, they get a lot sicker than they normally do if they just stay at home. So consequently, it's the sick days of the parent or the parent taking care of a sick child. Either way, it's a sick day, and you may or may not pay sick days. That's entirely up to you as the business owner. But if you don't have employees, you don't have to worry about sick days. Yay! Next, you don't have withholding. Folks, the IRS regulations on withholding and handling their tax money is so complicated, or I guess I should say are so complicated, the regulations are so complicated, that unless you're a CPA, you don't need to do this. You don't need to handle the IRS's money. That's just a penalty and interest waiting to happen for you. If you don't have any employees, you don't have to deal with employee withholding. You don't have to deal with workers' comp. You don't have to deal with OSHA. Do you know who OSHA is? OSHA. It's a federal program called the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Now, OSHA came along in the late 60s, early 70s, and OSHA is the safety people. And they will come into your business if you have a traditional business, stick and mortar business, shop out on the street, something like that. They will come in, and if you've not qualified, or if you've not met their requirements for certain safety and health issues, like painting the curbs blue or yellow or something like that, so people don't trip over them. They have the power to shut your business down until you comply. When you don't have employees and you don't have a storefront, you don't have to worry about OSHA. And finally, you don't have to worry about paying benefits. Now, folks, if you haven't seen lately some of the stories that have come out in the papers recently of companies all over the United States that have decided to go to mostly a part-time workforce and to only keep on a bare bones kind of a skeleton crew of full-time employees. Now, why would they do that? They're doing that because Obamacare, whatever you think about it, Obamacare is changing the rules of the game. And when you have full-time employees, you have to provide benefits for them. And if you don't provide benefits for them, the government, the IRS is going to assess you a penalty that you have to pay. So either way, you're going to pay a penalty like $2,000, or you're going to pay for their insurance. So choose one. But if you don't have any employees, you don't have that problem. So for today, part 3 is number 5, no inventory requirements, 100% auto ship, and number 6, no employees. Super, super important for you as you are getting an evaluation going of the kind of home business that you want. If you want to make money online, stay with me, and we'll get through this 12, and I'll show you at the end businesses that qualify and have all 12 of these characteristics in them. So thank you very much for coming by today. I appreciate it. Now, if you'll just go look down below this video, you'll see down here, you'll see another link for part 4. And part 4 will go through the next 2, which will be number 7 and number 8 on our 12-part series of what you need to look for and how to evaluate a business so that you can make money online. This is Russ Longcore, thanking you for looking, thanking you for stopping. I look forward to being with you in the next one, and goodbye for now.